What's going on, guys? Prime here. In this video, I'm going to be covering the fear of confrontation and social anxiety. So, ever since I was a kid, growing up all throughout school, middle school, high school, it doesn't matter. Even walking around in public places, going to the mall, anywhere, literally anywhere. I was always afraid of confrontation, and I was always insecure and had a lot of social anxiety. Now, the thing is that I was the type of person where if you came into my face and you said something awful to me, I wouldn't know what to do. I'd freeze up. If you, were staring me down, I wouldn't know what to do. I instantly, right when you look at me, I look away. I had no confidence whatsoever. And it really put me in a position where I just started to feel so insecure about myself. So insecure, I had no idea how to handle those situations. Going back to, let's say, for example, high school. Okay, I had this one kid. I always like to relate back to stories because it's you guys understand where I'm coming from, right? So, in high school, I was in class, right? And this wasn't that bad of a situation, but it still happened to me. I was in class, I there was like the popular kid in there, and they were all making fun of me, and I just froze. I just didn't know what to do. I was just sitting there completely silent, had no idea what to say. And he started making fun of my haircut, right? And in high school, I had this weird haircut. Like, I got all my curls and I flipped it all to one side, and I literally looked like, it was like a weird style. It was so weird. And he made fun of me, and he said that I looked like I had a lesbian haircut. Now, nothing wrong with lesbians, all right? Nothing wrong with that. But everybody in the class just bursted out laughing, and I had no idea what to do. And they just kept going on and egging it on. I just sat there completely frozen. I had no idea what to say. I had no idea how to handle the situation, address it, none of that. And, it's moments like that, especially with like me walking the hallway and being made fun of. Especially in, for example, just stupid moments where I'm like in football and the popular guys made fun of me. Or, for example, let's say walking around at the mall and I'm just getting mean mugged about I feel like I'm getting mean mugged about by every single guy I walk by. It comes to a point where I'm just completely insecure and unconfident in myself and how to handle myself in those situations. Now, addressing the situation and how I was able to overcome it and build confidence with myself, be able to have a conversation with people without being scared and without faking, who I am. Because a lot of time in high school, I would completely fake the way I talked, the way I acted, to try to fit in, to make myself not, get bullied, I guess. And how I was able to overcome that fear of being unconfident, being insecure, not being able to handle myself in certain situations like that, was all down to Muay Thai. Muay Thai taught me a lot about discipline, put me in the most uncomfortable positions possible, like positions I never would have thought I would be able to, overcome. Going to different gyms and sparring, putting myself and actually competing, competing for a world championship, which I won. I won in 2021 IKF. Going down and taking numerous cage fights. I never would have thought in high school I'd be that type of person to go and compete and do those certain things. You know what I mean? And I really do recommend, if you're unconfident and you're insecure and you do not know how to talk to somebody, if you do not know how to handle yourself in situations, to be calm in those situations, Muay Thai will address all of that. It will completely change your life, like how it did mine. Going back to being calm in situations and confident and not worrying about, like, shoot, can I handle this? Because you can. You've been put into the most uncomfortable position possible, and whatever situation happens, you're able at the end of it to be able to handle yourself properly. So with Muay Thai, when it comes down to maintaining eye contact, talking to somebody directly, having a mature conversation and not getting emotional, those sort of things are habits that I've been able to develop and get better at with Muay Thai. It has completely changed the scope of my life. And if I didn't learn Muay Thai and put myself in that position of going to a gym, finding a coach, training with other men that know how to compete and fight, and sucking at it in the very beginning too, I never would have become the man that I am now. And I'm so grateful for actually like going ahead and taking that initial step, even though I was scared shitless. I was so scared. So when it comes down to, not knowing how to handle situations, like if you tense up, if you freeze, your palms start to sweat, right? Muay Thai solved all of that for me. And of course, there's moments of, doubt, right? Of course, there's going to be moments of doubt. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I'm completely, confident now walking around. But it does give me that sense of, comfort of me knowing that, okay, if shit hits the fan, I'm there to defend myself. I'm there to, I know exactly what to do. I know how to handle the situation. I know how to keep things calmer, right? Because with Muay Thai, it has allowed me to become a calmer man, and especially tense situations. And yeah, it's an incredible feeling to be able to know, okay, I can handle myself if something bad happens. I can handle myself if I'm out with my girlfriend and we're walking on the street and 3 guys approach me. Of course, I don't know if I'd win a fight with 3 guys, but I try my best, and I know I'd be confident enough to be able to knock a couple people out, possibly. We never know in a street fight, right? But it allows me to understand, like, okay, if something happens, at least I know how to defend myself and defend the people that I love. And especially with maintaining eye contact with people and having conversation with people. Now, like before, I never knew how to have a conversation with somebody. I never could have looked them in the eye and had a conversation with them properly, because I was just so insecure. I didn't believe in myself. But now with Muay Thai, it just changed the scope of that. It changed the whole entire scope of me now feeling confident in myself, because I know how to defend myself. I can, have a conversation with somebody and be openly myself, and I don't have to fake, who I am to try to fit in. I could be myself. I could talk how I want to talk. I can express how I want to, express things. You know what I mean? Because without it, it's just like, if you're constantly trying to fit in, if you're constantly trying to, be somebody that you're not, then what's the point? You have to find confidence within yourself, and that's what Muay Thai offers. That's exactly how I changed the scope of my life, and how you could possibly change the scope of yours. It's just trying this combative sport, and giving it a go. Going, finding a gym, finding a mentor, finding a coach that actually believes in you and trusts you. And then from there on, you're just constantly building that confidence. You're constantly building constantly scaling and becoming a better man. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on here and share with you guys how, I was able to handle my fear of confrontation and social anxiety when it comes down to it with Muay Thai. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you liked it, please leave me a like. That'd mean a lot. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Let's go.